Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Arts and Culture Commission. Today is Thursday, June 16th, and 2016. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Derhovanessian. Here. Oshagan.
Here.
Sahakian.
Here.
Chairperson Sharikian.
Yes.
For the record, Commissioner Deaver is not present. The agenda for the June 16 meeting was posted on the bulletin board outside City Hall on June 8th, 2016.
Next item.
Item 2, consent items. 2A, approval of regular meeting minutes from May 19th, 2016.
Any comments?
None.
Move to approve. I second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioners Commissioners Derhovanessian.
Yes.
Oshagan.
Yes.
Sahakian.
Yes.
Chairperson Sharikian.
Yes. Item 3.
Item 3, introductions and presentations. At 3A, Library Arts and Culture events presented by Chuck Wyke, Community Relations Manager.
Good afternoon, Chair Sharikian, Commissioner, City staff. Have a number of really good events to talk to you about today. I'm going to start out with a recap of Armenia, an open wound that was at Brand Library. It ran from April 16th through June 11th. We had literally thousands of visitors from all over the Southland. Here's a little video for you. Armenia and Open Wound, truly a transformative exhibit. It was gratifying, I know, for our staff to see so many volunteers work hand in hand to pull this off. A lot of city staff, in addition to our library staff, were most helpful. Everybody got in on this, and it was a labor of love.
Thank you, Chuck. But I just, on behalf of the Armenian American Museum and also the Commission, we throw around the word collaborations, very often, but this was truly a collaboration. So kudos to the Museo Memorial de Valencia in Mexico City, who were down here building this exhibition and designing it in the weeks up to it. And we couldn't have done it without the Brand Library staff. everyone from Cindy to Kathy to Shannon to Greg, Blair, Ani, and the entire brand staff. We couldn't have done it without all of them working together hand in hand. So thank you all.
Thank you.
And our fellow commissioners who were very active with the events, visiting, and it was definitely a collaboration.
All right, great.
All right, very good.
Thanks,
next, I have a number of other library events, current ones. I'll start off our summer reading program for teens and adults runs through the end of August. For children, the end of July. We have free lunches for children at the Central Library and at Pacific Park Library through the end of July, Monday through Friday at 11:30. We're getting a great turnout. I saw one program today, a lot of kids eating lunch and going to a library program. It was really fun. And that many of the prizes for that are sponsored by the Friends of the Library. Brand Library, and particularly the Associates, finish up their music series this Saturday, June 18th, 2 p.m. with Annelle Gregory, a fine violinist. The next show at the Brand Library and Arts Center is Gravitas, and that opens on June 25th on Saturday, and you are, of course, all invited to the kickoff, which will be at 6 o'clock that evening. The Brand Associates also have a call for artists for their works on paper. That's an annual juried exhibition. A little closer to home, the Adams Square Mini Park gas station call for proposals went out. Proposals are due back July 20th. I did have a very interesting call from an artist, so we'll see if that comes to fruition. But that's a little shot of the park. We are also very happy, the Friends of the Library in particular, to present Cynthia Sweeney. She's the author of the best-selling book, The Nest. Very popular right now. We have about 35 holds on the books. We're still buying more books. It's very popular. We're going to have her on Thursday, July 21, next door at the Adult Recreation Center. Cindy, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, so I just feel compelled to use this photo of her with Clifford the big red dog and one of our staff, Cecile. This is just kind of to let you know that the Central Library renovation kicked off back in July with a bunch of book characters, and we've continued. Now, this is the stairway leading up to the second floor. It is currently closed off by this white plastic stuff. I don't know when we're going to get it back exactly, but the workers are in that back area working on things. They're also working on the front lawn. So this is Harvard Street. So it's all the sidewalks on the Harvard side by the library are closed off. You can see a lot of dirt. That's going to be our grand staircase into the building. On the right is lot number 10 and Brand Boulevard. On the left, far left, would be Louise. And we hope it looks something like this in about a year. So if you have any questions about the renovation, you can call our public desks, get some answers. At Brand Library, we continue with the Friday night Brand Library Plaza series. This Friday, June 17th, 7 p.m., Vardan Novsepian Quintet. He is a fine jazz pianist. Works with really great musicians. He's taught at Berkeley. He's taught at Cal Arts. He's been around. He's going to be really good. Homemade Jam is kind of a jug band group. They're coming June 24th. Groove Sauce, a young group of funk jazz players, will be there on July 1st. On July 8th, we have you can't quite tell, it's the Los Angeles Cello Quartet, another really sterling group. Louis Cruz Beltran will bring salsa and R&B on July 15th. And just after your next meeting on July 22nd, we will have a tribute to Johnny Cash with the Mighty Cash Cats. They're really a good band. They are currently touring Ireland doing Johnny Cash music. And last month I mentioned a couple of all of our our utility box program, Beyond the Box. That one there belongs to Talene Janian. And this one, there's Ara, there's Cindy, and there's our friend Arutine Hartunian. So I'm just going to play a little video that GTV6 just recently put out for On the Move.
To sponsor the Beyond the Box utility box program for the City of Glendale with the City of Glendale's Arts and Culture.
My name is Max Grenitz. The painting I'm doing for Glendale is called Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy. I came up with these characters. They're sort of running in a joyful way over some sort of rainbow landscape. And then both sides have some words on it as well. I don't have a specific deep reason for doing it, but I try to make something which I thought would be nice to look at, and when somebody sees it, hopefully it makes them smile.
My name is Ricardo Cerezo. The name of my artwork is Nesting. Last year there was a couple of mourning dove nesting at the entrance of my house. Not once, but 3 times. So I want to honor them. They were feeling comfortable there, and this artwork is about how nature is reclaiming their space. And I want to bring them here so they can feel comfortable.
My name is Arutine Hartunian, and the title of my mural is El Miradero, and it depicts a historical scene from 1921 when Leslie C. Brand, one of the patrons of Glendale, hosted a party at his home where all the guests flew in. My mural shows the moment as the guests are arriving up on the El Miradero residence. It's an homage to Mr. Brand, who helped Glendale become what it is today. And I chose to do it in Glendale. It's in close proximity to Brand Park, so it's in honor of Mr. Brand and the history of Glendale.
This is now the 4th series of the Beyond the Box program, and we're basically going around the city to different areas, different communities of the city, and giving them the opportunity to bring the utility box to their neighborhood.
All right, so that's my presentation, but through the magic of television, I now have Talene Janian to your left and Arutine Hartunian to your right, 2 of our artists.
Hello. Do you want to say a couple of words?
Yes, well, I would like to thank the Glendale Arts and Culture Commissions again for doing this program. Now it's the 4th round, and it shows the commitment of the city in recognizing the importance of art and helping bring color, light, joy, and something to look at to the city. So, yes.
I was privileged enough to be chosen for 2 different cycles, and both times, although hard work, were more fun than the last. And half of that experience that made it so much fun beyond being the pride of my artwork was the people and the residents of Glendale coming up to us, the different artists, myself, and asking about the program if they didn't know about it, finding out about it, and if they did know about it, being as thrilled as they could be that they had one near their area, especially this last time when it was in the residential area. I was on Opachi, and everyone in that area, whether they were walking their dog or their kids in their strollers, would stop by and truly express how fun it is to see something like this, how much they like it in their city, how they're starting to notice all the other ones. And I thank you, and I'm privileged, and I hope to be able to do another one in the future.
Sure. And I would actually like to second what she said. She brought up a great point. There was even a sense of community. Now, Kenneth Village, where I was painting it, had a lot of people going, and I got to meet a lot of the residents. And what really surprised me is the locals thanking me for painting that, and that really caught me off guard because, I was just doing that, and I love the work that I do, but didn't expect for the locals to come and really show their gratitude. And then I got to meet and connect with the residents there as well, which was a nice touch.
Sounds great. Anybody want to? Yes?
Well, thank you for the beautiful artwork that you have created, but I wanted to say that you have become immortal as well. You have become part of Glendale history. Not every artist in this city would be as much known as you are because you are in different locations. There are different posts that represents your skill. So it is so wonderful that, I'm very glad that we have this special project, but also artists who participate, they become part of our history too. So thank you for being part of our history. And I saw your work. I saw actually, not yours, later on I visited, but yours I stopped by. And it is beautiful. Thank you. You're very talented.
Thank you very much. I'm just pleased to be able to do it. Very grateful.
Arotine, it was a pleasure. I met you while you were actually painting your mural. It was a pleasure to meet you, and thank you, both of you, for coming here and talking to us. So, no program is perfect, and so I wanted to ask you, from your perspective, as an artist, as a muralist, that you want to see your work be maintained over long term and interact with the public. How would you say we could improve on this program, if there is anything that you think can be improved on it?
Well, I would say that I like the fact that it's all scheduled in one day, so it becomes a citywide project. So people that ask, and we inform them that this program is going on, they could go out to the various locations, look on the website, see what the various locations are, and go see it and make maybe a day out of it. The only thing that I would say, if it could improve, is maybe giving a wider range of days for the artist to work on it. Because one day is a good enough time, but for certain projects, certain art pieces, an artist might want to work on it that additional day, which is that Sunday, or maybe a bit longer, because it's hard for an artist to have this vision and this art piece and then wanting to really, really bring it to a level of finish that they'll be happy with. And one day, sometimes it's hard to part with your artwork and call it done, because it is something that'll be out there. It's a gift for a community, and being out there, you want to make sure that it's at the best quality that it could be. So possibly giving the artist the chance, if they feel fit, to come back and really develop it to a level that they could be happy with.
Sounds great.
I agree with that, because the time constraint. I also took advantage of the fact that we were given the Friday, Saturday, Sunday to prepare and to sketch, and so I think I kind of streamlined everything scheduling-wise. Like I said, I was privileged enough that this is my second year, so my first year I stumbled a bit, and I think my savior in not going crazy was I remember when Terry came by the first year last year, who said, how are you doing time-wise? And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish. I may have bitten off more than I can chew. And she said, you know what, take all day Sunday, come back if you need to, because my worry was you're very specific in the varnish that you want, but my paint has to be completely dry and has to give that certain time for the varnish not to ruin the painting itself. So she gave me that leeway to come back Monday morning, and I ended up doing that this year as well. So I put in my 12-hour days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, went home a little broken, but completely excited and thrilled that I was doing it. And I had to come back Monday morning for maybe half an hour just to get that varnish to make sure that there wouldn't be, it would be in the sun, it would be able to dry, and it wouldn't disturb the actual painting.
So perhaps as a suggestion, we could have before the next mural scene as like a meeting with the new artists, and some of you who've been through the process once or twice, we could just have this gathering so you can give them this kind of advice and information and how to approach so that they can have a better starting point. Yeah.
So hopefully we can be one of them as well and give them our...
Yeah, so you can talk and
yes.
sit and you can constantly switch back and forth. Yeah. So I think that would be something we should add on to this program if possible. Yeah.
Well, I have a question from Chuck, actually, because from what I know, you said that they were given the chance to come and finish on Monday, right? Based on what I heard from our artists and later on discussing with you.
It's looser than strict. So we give them more or less the long weekend. Part of that is because we have to have our insurance requirements can't go a lot. They can't slide a lot, but they can take up a few days. So I've never told anybody not to come back. If they weren't done, I've seen them come back.
And the Monday that I was referring to, it was half an hour to do the varnish just to make sure that the paint was done. It wasn't part of the painting.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Sean, do you want to ask something?
Just want to thank you all for participating, and I got to see our teams a couple times. We went out for a walk, I think it was the next day, and got to see it kind of go through its process. But just want to thank you both for bringing your work to the city of Glendale. And, you know, besides the neighbors coming out and honking and being so encouraging, it was just great to meet all of you and actually have a chance to speak with you, because I think Commissioner Sharikian was with me with one of the artists as well. Just in the span where we were distracting you guys and not allowing you to work, there were just all sorts of great ideas coming out, and we were able to, you know, finally see you in person from seeing you on paper when you applied for the project. So just congratulations and thank you again.
And likewise, it was nice to actually connect with people from the Arts and Culture Commission. So there was a disconnect. I got to meet with Ara and speak with them for quite a bit of time, and Sean as well. And that was actually the part of the joy, is to kind of connect with people involved in making all of this happen. So likewise.
I agree. It was nice to meet and see everyone again, and I even was able to take a photo with one of the earlier sets, and I emailed it to them, and they sent it back saying, "Oh, this is just like last year's," or something like that. So it's nice to feel appreciated, because I think and I speak for everyone all the artists who are just so grateful to have this position, be in the position to be able to do it.
I just want to close up this item. I want to share everything what my colleagues said. Thank you very much again. And it's our job and duty to prosper in the city and see beautiful Glendale again and continue to do better all the time. All right then. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item, we have Ace Housing.
Yes, item 3B was covered under item A, so we're going to continue to item 3C. And it will, actually, Mike Fortney could not attend, so substituting for him is Michelle Coulter from Meta Housing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I too am going to start out by thanking you all for your support of artists, which the city has done by supporting the affordable housing project that's being built but blocks away. I am here, and if you artists don't know about, they're occupied. But if you artists don't know about the affordable housing project that's going on, if you don't know about the affordable housing project that's being developed a couple of blocks away just for artists, please let us know.
Well, I don't want
Not
to
that you need it.
No, I received the bulletin.
Wonderful.
So I did read it. I've been following it on the press, and it sounds amazing. discussing it the other day at the different opportunities. So
Wonderful.
I do know.
to cross network.
All right.
So I'm here just to provide you an update on our progress as it pertains to applications. We started the application process. They were released on June 6th, and they are due back to the property manager July 5th. They must be postmarked by that date. The applications are being distributed through a number of formats, including our website, an ACE 121 Glendale website, a number of e-blasts. The library has been very helpful through that. The city has been helpful by a number of their e-blasts, but we've also been able to tap into some of our artist friends outside of the immediate proximity. One of which, the most important of which, is the Actors Fund, who has a list of over 2,000 artists that are specifically interested in affordable housing. And so their e-blast has resulted in approximately 1,000 people opening up the applications, opening up the emails, and about 300 people opening up the applications, actually downloading it for completion. I wish I could give you the numbers from our website. Sadly, that's not being captured right now. There are also physical applications that have been made available at the YMCA Glendale site, and they have distributed upwards of 3,000 and constantly call me and ask me for more applications, which we're happy to provide. The people that originally were on the interest list, which started a bit over a year ago, ended up numbering about 500 people, and all of those received an application via mail or via email, whatever they preferred. Since then, since making the applications available, we've had several outreach meetings. They've been held at the Adult Recreation Center over there. We had one Monday night and one last night. We had approximately 300 people in attendance to the Monday event and 200 people last night. We'll have 2 more next week. And what the outreach is designed to do is to educate artists who might not be as familiar with the affordable housing process on what exactly it is to be involved in affordable housing development and how their application might look different in terms of projecting their income if it's unsteady, and otherwise portraying their work in a way that we can say, yes, this is an artist, or no, this is not an artist. So like I said, we opened up the application process last Monday. We've received upwards of 600 applications so far. I wish I could give you a breakdown of how those are, what those are looking like, how many people are eligible, how many people are artists, but our property management company is still sorting through that process. The only other thing that I would add is we've made some programmatic enhancements on the project that we're excited about. We were able to attend the library's furniture sale and picked up some wonderful pieces to give warmth to the space, and that would be of good use in our art space in particular. So we were excited about those, and then some wonderful historic pieces like the yellow pages from Glendale from the 1930s. That'll be part of what we have in the building that we're excited about. The other important programmatic changes or enhancements that we've made is that there will actually be, we have layouts now for our makerspaces and our wood shop, and so soon we'll be able to unveil our actual vision of the tools and equipment that will be made available to the artists once they're within the building. Let's see, so all the applications are due July 5th. It'll be about 2 to 3 weeks after that we start scheduling interviews and bring together the the artist selection committee, which, as you know, is 5 people that will review the applications just in terms of the artist section and opine, yes, this is an artist, or no, this is not an artist. So that process is looking to take place somewhere at the end of July, and before then we'll get together with the participants of the committee, give them a fair housing training, and then have a long day of sorting through some wonderful art. Do you have any questions for me?
I have one. I wanted to see, because initially there was a discussion about having an exhibit hall for the artists, not only those who reside, but people who are in the city and who would like, because, galleries, art galleries are very expensive. So assumingly it would be an affordable art exhibit hall. Do we still have that in the plan?
Still have the art gallery that has been there since the beginning and continues to be there. It's about 1,000 square feet. It actually faces the turnabout in front of the YMCA. Engage, who is the service provider, will be managing the calendar for that space. And they'll do a periodic call for artists and set them up for about a month-long exhibitions in the space. They don't necessarily have to be residents of the building. They can also be community members, and that's certainly what we contemplate for the space.
Thank you. That's very important. It's a long time that we're expecting and waiting for something like that. Thank you.
We're excited. And it is a no-fee room. That's the other thing that should be added.
600 applications, is that a good number, bad number, expected number?
Well, we've been getting 100 a day. So it's a pretty good number.
High number, yeah.
Yes. At the next meeting, I'll be able to tell you what percentage of those are artists, because we've been getting applicants of all ilks and looks. So I couldn't. It's not 600 artists; it's 600 applicants. But it's a good number.
Okay, Sean. Yeah.
I know we've talked about the process, about how we will be reviewing all the applications and scoring them as well. What happens when, let's say, you're fast forward a year after the tenants have been moved in, they've been selected, and a tenant leaves the unit? Do we then go to the same pile of applications that had been scored previously, or?
There would be a waiting list that would have been established by then, and the details of how people get rolled over from the applicant list to the waiting list elude me right now, but I can come back to you with that detail. But there will be an established waiting list, and we would go to the waiting list.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other question?
I hope that is also subject to review, because at a given time, let's say a person who resides there for 2 or 3 years, we might have new artists who reside in the city and could be a possible, applicant.
Yes.
So I have to check and see how that works with you guys.
Of course.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the report.
Of course.
Next item.
Item 3D, Festival of Arts, presented by Yvette Davis, Glendale Sunrise Rotary.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to re-invite you. I presented this once at our last meeting. We are having the first annual Glendale Sunrise Rotary Festival of the Arts. As Glendale is changing into a more of an arts and culture community, as opposed to what we've had in the past, we wanted to take this opportunity to start up an art festival where numerous of the large communities around Southern California and all over have this type of thing. And especially since we have a lot of artists with these wonderful electric boxes and everything, we need to start getting our artists out there. So we came up with the first annual Arts Festival of Arts, which is on Saturday, June 25th at Central Library, which is right next to the Adult Recreation Center. It's between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. We have over 20-something artists present. We have a few vendors, and we still have a few more artists coming in, so it should be a great event. We have lots of really delicious food. There's going to be a really good smoker with barbecue, so that's going to be yummy, and a lot of artisanal ice creams. We have kids area. Chuck's going to have a table. We're going to have face painting, so we have some stuff for the kids, but more for the arts. And again, this is our first annual, so this is something we are going to be growing. We are going to be incorporating chalk drawings and all that stuff next year. It was just kind of a mad rush and a first-time attempt to do this. Other than that, again, we're a club. We're very action-packed. That's our theme for this year. So with our action-packed selves, we're putting this together, and I invite everybody to come, bring family and friends, come support our community, show that there is an interest so that we can get a bigger event and maybe turn it into a multi-day event, a big festival.
Great.
And that's
Sounds
my presentation.
Great. Yeah, excellent. Any questions?
Any questions?
Oh, excellent idea. Thank you.
Great.
And remember, this is the Sunrise Rotary.
I know you're
Just
looking
for
at me.
Sean.
Well, this Kiwanian will be at your Rotary event. Happy to
Thank you.
support.
I'll be there too.
Wonderful. Thank you. I invite everybody to come. It should be a wonderful event. We have some really, really interesting and a diverse group of artists. So there's going to be a nice mixture of stuff. It's not going to be just one type of thing.
Ara has a question.
Yes.
So, right very close to Central Park, almost in Central Park, we have a public art piece, right, the Glendale Picnic.
Yes.
And I was wondering if somehow you could incorporate that into the festivities of the day. I think it could be really cool thing to do, connect with what the commission is doing and the public art that we're trying to create.
You're volunteering to run that? I'm very good at delegating. But yeah, that's something we do. We are kind of working with the Neon Museum as well. So they're going to be open a little bit later on the day as opposed to our morning times. But it's just something to, get the arts up and running in our city and, got to start somewhere.
Sounds good. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by. Okay, and next item, please.
At 3 Forest Lawn, Anna Pescador, Museum Director. She was not able to attend today.
Okay.
3F, Glendale International Film Festival, presented by Velvet Rhodes.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
I have a short video for you and a presentation about the 3rd annual Glendale International Film Festival.
Yeah, that's the one.
Sounds great.
See. Seem to be having technical difficulties. This is our 3rd year of the Glendale International Film Festival. There we go. All right. And this year, we're dedicating the film festival to all creatures, great and small, in the animal kingdom, especially cats and dogs.
Okay.
The city of Glendale, Leslie C. Brand, and women filmmakers and screenwriters. We have a vision to bring out a variety of filmmakers to celebrate their works in the historic jewel city of Glendale. Glendale has a unique history, harboring the talents of many individuals who came from the entertainment industry, from Walt Disney to Jeffrey Katzenberg of DreamWorks Entertainment. There is an abundance of local filmmakers residing within the area who are willing to experience their works on the silver screen. The Glendale International Film Festival is providing the opportunity to many hardworking talents to come and celebrate and connect in the most astounding environments of Glendale. We seek to bolster the image of Glendale as the filmmaking and arts destination by having visitors experience the splendor of the surrounding venues. In the past, our festival garnered attention from international films around the world, and this year we're going to have even more. Last year's attendance was completely sold out. This year we expect to have even more people visiting glorious Glendale. Our venues: the Pacific Theater at the Americana at Brand. We're going to be there October 3rd, 4th, and 5th, which will be a lovely moment. Our other venue is the MGN 5-Star Cinema, where we will be from September 28th through October 5th. We're having opening night films September 28th, and we're having special events. We have a special discount ticketing for military, seniors, and students. A one-day pass is $20. We have 8-day passes available also at a great discount. We have festival events. We're going to have panel discussions this year. The filmmaking journey. Books, screenplays, and poetries. And we have a screenplay reading contest. We have question and answers after each film screened. And this is where you can meet the filmmakers and really get to know them. And we have breakfasts, lunches, dinners at Glendale's finest restaurants. The screenplay contest is really exciting because we have 2, and we take the best screenplays that we've received. We read them before the audience by professional actors, and it's magic. I think it's the highlight of the film festival. Questions?
I have a question. When will where it will take place, those screenplays reading?
We're going to have those at the MGN 5-Star Cinema in the 30-seat auditoriums.
Okay.
And we'll have a short screenplay reading contest. That's for screenplays that have been submitted that are under 20 pages. And then the feature length will also be at the MGN 5-Star Cinema. And that would be for screenplays, 200 pages, a regular feature film. And we're getting some really interesting films and submissions in this year, because we have many of the local filmmakers who have made movies about Glendale or about Armenia, about all of our local history. We have lots of really good family films, very, very uplifting comedies, dramas, web series. And so we're trying to engage the entire community of Glendale with the filmmakers, the businesses, and everybody here to really, really come out and participate this year. So we're starting a little early to get the word out.
Sounds great.
Yes, I have a question. You said the artist talk and the dialogue that's going to be going on is at MGM. Which days? Every time, every day is that going to be on, or special days?
We'll have special dates for that. Yeah.
So when we get closer, would you please come back and tell us exactly which days?
I will be back again and again, because we're going to have so many local filmmakers, and I think you'll know many of them. So it's really exciting that the entire community is coming out to show their work and to really get involved in the festival. So we're going to, hopefully have maybe many more different discussions and different events going on. But at the moment, we've got the filmmaking journey and the books, screenplays, and poetry. So we'll have 2 or 3 guest speakers in each, and it'll be a very, very exciting event. And I look forward to seeing you all there. And I will be back again to remind you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda, please.
Item 4, oral communications. There's none.
Don't have any?
There's none. Item 5, business agenda. At 5A, information item, report on Central Library Makerspace.
Good afternoon, Chair Chirikian and members of the Arts and Culture Commission. I'm Sharon Mann Garrett, your Principal Library Arts and Culture Administrator, and I'd just like to give you a brief informational update on the new Central Library Makerspace. The renovated Central Library will feature a makerspace of about 1,000 square feet. It's a space where the public can gather to utilize space, equipment, and collaboration to make things. That includes space for skilled professional makers and just for people who want to drop in and make something, who have maybe no skill at all. In recent years, as libraries reinvent their community benefits, makerspaces have become a state-of-the-art public library service methodology. So we want to enter the roster of libraries that have makerspaces, and they're on the cutting edge of library science. Makerspaces are an ever-evolving format. Some public makerspaces have focused on various service models from teen tech labs all the way to knitting circles. So to develop a proposed format for our makerspace, we conducted 2 research initiatives. The first is general outreach to the general public with the opportunity to provide direct feedback. So we announced to the public via newsletters, news, all of our channels that we will have a makerspace, and we invited the public just to send me an email or call me up and let me know what they would like to have. I listed a roster of things that the makerspace could have. And then we also did a survey of established makerspaces throughout the country, where we took a look at what they had, what they liked about what they had, what things were working and what things weren't working. So we developed a list of best practices from that. We also visited about 30 public makerspaces in communities that are similar to Glendale. And we visited administrators of maker environments at Glendale Community College and Glendale K-12 schools. We focused on public makerspaces. There are many private makerspaces, but we focused on public makerspaces because we thought that would be give us a more feasible model. So what we found is that access to technology for making things digitally and access to technology for crafting are the things that people really wanted to see. So I'm just going to show you some images of components that our makerspace may have. The first image here is a Textiles Fab Lab. In other words, many of the people that gave us feedback felt that a place to form textiles would be something that they would really appreciate. And not just regular sewing, but leather craft, vinyl, all types of materials, utilizing industrial sewing machines, especially the fashion and costume industry that's nearby us. Lots of artists said that they wish they had access to a higher industrial machine where they could quickly do some embroidery or higher tech sewing. Laser cutting is another area where people have given us feedback that it's a piece of equipment they'd like to see us have. Right here, this lovely lady with her jacket, that was laser cut. So a laser cutter is kind of like a really big hole punch where you program in what you want to cut out. And that's a piece of material, a piece of equipment that we believe would be beneficial to our community. Paper and painting. This would be more of an amateur corner where you could come in and paint, just drop in and paint or utilize paper and painting. Recently, wine and paint events have become very popular. So some of the painting could be led by instructors or grad students. We've had, by the way, a lot of input from grad students who would love to come in and teach a workshop as a part of their practicums. So the paper and painting area, I'm really passionate about because it's an area where you don't need to have a professional skill, but you can actually develop one. Jewelry and crafting. Jewelry making is an area that a lot of people have expressed interest in, especially jewelers who make their jewelry at home. Just the opportunity to have access to higher level tools and to collaborate with other jewelers was something that we heard over and over again with jewelry. And then all types of other crafting, so soldering and other small craft ability is something that we're looking forward to. Graphics and animation software. This may not be within our makerspace, but it'll be part of our maker initiative that folks could come in and use high-end graphic software for their animation projects. And then 3D imaging and printing. 3D imaging has become an expected area for our makerspace. So we are really investigating how we might accommodate 3D imaging and printing within our makerspace in a way that would be affordable, fun, and interesting, and useful for our community. Audio recording. Audio recording is an element that we would like to offer, not only for people to do musical recording, but to record their personal histories, to take advantage of the collection at the Glendale Library, to perhaps do research on their personal histories, and to record for future generations. And then video making. We've been really impressed by a lot of public art projects with video making, where the public could drop in and make a video, use a green screen and make a video, and perhaps even project it on the outside of the library. So that could be a really, really fun aspect of our Makerspace. A collaboration area we believe would be really nice within the Makerspace, so that makers can collaborate. In other words, a jewelry maker can be collaborating with a person who's making shoes or something like that. So we'd like to have some space where people can get together and talk about their projects. Our next steps are to do some really focused research with what we've gathered so far. So we have about 35 letters that we've received from members of the public. We have other surveys that we're doing, and we just want to really focus in and make sure that the equipment that we're going to invest in is on the right track. The next thing we have to figure out is how to pay for all this, so we'll have to put together a resource plan, which will include hopefully sponsorship, perhaps fundraising, a number of initiatives to get all this paid for. And then finally, the interior design. What we talked about is a whole lot of stuff. So how we're going to squeeze all this into 1,000 square feet and have it functional. And if you would like to give some input into the Makerspace, please give me a call. My name is Sharon Mann Garrett again, sgarrett@glendaleca.gov. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. This was really something new and different. Questions?
Yes, absolutely. I'm very happy to hear all of this. I'm elated. I mean, words cannot express. It's a fantastic idea. Where did we get this idea? Who inspired with this, or was it a collaborative effort through? Well,
people? This is sort of a wave of things that are happening in libraries. Cindy Cleary really pushed to have a makerspace in the public library, and one of the sort of campaign promises she recruited me on was the ability to get involved in it. It's a very, very exciting project, bringing the art community and the library community together with a new service model. So we're really excited.
It is fantastic. Kudos to Cindy and to you, who's so hands-on. I can see that you're collaborating, you're getting in touch, you're everywhere, bringing in great ideas. It's a fantastic idea. Question, do we assume to have these events kind of scheduled throughout the month, or they are going to be simultaneous, or how does it work? Or still we are in the process of finding what is going to happen?
Well, the wonderful thing about makerspaces, especially the ones that have craft tools, is that the community itself comes in and just gets started. We've had, of all the letters that I've received, probably a third of them offered to do workshops, to conduct things like that. And then I've had a lot of informal dialogue from grad students that wanted to do that. So we're expecting to have a lot of community originated programming. And then, again, other things that you can just drop in and use. So if you wanted to take out a tool, just like you would take out a book at a library, or if you wanted to come in and use a tool, you could check it out for that amount of time. So I'm envisioning that we'll have a lot of community-originated programming, and some drop in and use.
So we'll have different rooms doing different things at the same time. So if people just drop in and come in and do their stuff, so we have different spaces allocated for that, right?
Mainly, most of the activity will occur within the same space. So it's 1,000 square foot space, and we've figured out how to shoehorn all that. 1,000 square feet. We've kind of figured out how to shoehorn all that in by layering things, like layering the jewelry making and the craft making, layering the textiles lab with the sewing machines, etc. We'll have to go vertical so we can fit everything in, and some modular things that would slide in and out on wheels, hopefully. So
now we are really becoming library art and culture department. Absolutely. Fantastic idea. Good job. May God bless all of you who are involved, and I hope we'll get to the results. It's a fantastic idea.
I'm very, very excited about it, too.
Yeah, this is very, very cool. And so the idea is to put all the things that you presented into that space, or some of them
Most of the things I presented would be in the space, except for the audio and visual. Would probably be the audio would likely be in the auditorium, and the video part could possibly be in our remembrance room. But all the rest of it would be within the 1,000 square foot space.
And so you need staff also, right? Obviously, you have to consider that because, like my 9-year-old kid can't come up to do a 3D print, right? Somebody has to be there attending that.
And we as people that work in the library understand that our skills have to evolve to accommodate that. So we're not just thinking, we'll just bring in some new people that can assist the makers, but we will train our staff on how to assist makers as librarians and to assist people who want to utilize equipment the same way we assist people that want to utilize books or magazines or materials.
I have a few things to add. I mean, you want?
Just very excited. Just a quick question. So is it already? So this is already part of the remodel plans. So is the space already designated where exactly it's going to be?
The facility is designated. It does have some components in it already. The things that it won't have would be industrial venting or that sort of thing. So we are limited to some of the types of things that we can have. For example, we can't have a wood shop, but we can definitely have some small ventilating things, but there are some things that we can't have because of the space.
And it's on the first floor near the entry. Is it already situated?
It's on the first floor. It's in the rear southwest corner, I believe, real southwest corner. So it's in the back of the library. You'd go in the back and find it. It'll be architecturally significant. It has some really beautiful cladding on the outside, and hopefully the inside the makers will make that really beautiful too.
Very exciting.
Thank you very much for the presentation, everyone. This is great news, not just for our city, also the whole neighborhood and the whole surrounding city too.
I think that this makerspace, if we're able to pull it off the way we want to, will become a regional destination. I've heard from people as far as, way out in LA and Hollywood that really need access to these types of tools and materials and can't find them inexpensively and or free. So
yes, and in
we
fact,
believe it'll make us a destination.
In fact, there's a place in downtown LA as a kitchen rent or something like that is called. It's a 50 kitchens side by side, and a cook or a chef can go use it for a week or a month or a day, and then they pay rent. But this is something free, and I see this as a more attendance to the library. It's not just about the books and the reading, and it's more like, it sounds to me like a more trade school. Some people might come in with a amateur art, but they end up with product, 3D printing, laser cutting, a product that they will be really useful in their presentation. This is something more than just a library job or within the library circle. It's beyond that. That's how I see it. And I also want to add that, is this just a wish list, or those are a program that it will happen?
Those things are feasible.
Those are feasible, okay.
But they're a wish list in the sense that we don't have them yet. But
for example,
those things are definitely feasible.
The laser cutting machine that you referred to, I'm in the professional field with those kind of machinery, but if it's only for fabric, I'm assuming it's only for fabric, that's great, but there are other laser cutting machines for plastic, metal, and so on and so forth. The whole idea, it's an artist's dream to come, work, play, invent, create, and then at the end of the day or at the end of his shift, he has something to show off with. And this is something we can be proud of because we're giving them the field to work within that area.
And I'm particularly excited about the fact that you don't have to be a skilled maker to utilize this space. You can come into this space and make something fabulous. You could just be on a date in the downtown walking around and say, hey, let's go paint. Or let's make buttons, with our pictures on them.
Yes,
or let's make a library book bag in the library. So
right.
It could be a really exciting addition to the downtown to make downtown even more fun than it is now.
I think also this program will help the local schools if somebody is in junior or senior, they have certain type of talent with jewelry making or crafting. This is a place to come and work. I mean, excellent program.
Absolutely, and just as we know that students utilize the library for the times when school's closed, we don't think about artist makers and we don't think about crafters and where do they go when school's closed.
Exactly.
We're open on Sunday, we're open at night, and kids can come in, or kids of all ages can come in and complete their school projects.
We're very glad to see that. Any other questions?
It's just fantastic. I cannot put it in words. It's a phenomenal idea. It would bring people to the city of Glendale, a lot of other people, because it would be a place of destination, art destination. Truly great job. Thank you. And hopefully everything would work out, especially with the budgeting part of it, which is very important. So I hope community would also participate in making this happen, and businesses too, because if people do come for this kind of events, so later on they might be visiting our restaurants and etc. So it might be a win-win situation with community collaboration as well. So great job. And I'm very glad that I live in a city that people are so wise to be able to vote right, so that we could keep our libraries open and we could create such wonderful programs. Thank you to everyone and the community, because they are a major part in making this kind of things happen as well.
Thank you, Sharon. Next item.
Item 6, Commission staff comments.
Any comments? I would like to add a couple of comments. I'm very glad that our 2016 Open Concert Series started, and I was there on the opening day. It's a great start. The community is back together, and they're enjoying. I missed last Friday, but I'll try to make this Friday again. Our program is very rich and colorful, and it seems like the community is appreciating what we've had. It's a great plus, the new stage that we have. People are seeing better and enjoying better. And thank you very much, Chuck, for all your great effort and help. Also, I want to thank Armenia Open Wood, the exhibit. It was an excellent exhibit. I've attended at least a couple times and more. I also attended a couple of the series of the speeches, which were very well prepared, and the subjects were very nice. This is something that was true experience and not just an exhibition. And all the people that they visited, I had a chance to talk with a lot of people, and they appreciated what the Armenian community put together with collaboration of course, the library. And thank you for everybody that make this happen. Thank you.
Can I add something to that? Armenia Open Wound, this year, City of Glendale, we do have, during the Week of Remembrance, we do have Men's in Humanity to Man events, and this year we collaborated with the Armenian American Museum, and they did a fantastic job for us. It was a great collaboration. They invited great people who are hands-on in this topic, and we had, the hall was full this year with the audience who were there to come and understand what goes on in the world. So in every possible way, we need to thank. We are looking at Sean because he's part of the committee. So somehow automatically we all go that direction. And all the people who were involved in whatever they did, it was a phenomenal thing. So thank you again on behalf of the Men's in Humanity to Man of City of Glendale for the collaboration they had with us this year.
I just want to add with Men's in Humanity, or with the Armenia Open Wound exhibit, that myself, as a non-Armenian, as a person who is very interested in history, I learned so much about my neighbors by visiting that exhibit. I thought it was excellently done, outstanding, not only educational but experiential in a way that I didn't expect. And I just wanted to congratulate everybody who was involved in it, and just say how important it was to me and how moving it was to me.
Thank you.
Can I say something? I think that this is just a preview to what is going to happen in the future by having the museum on, and it would be on a much larger scale, and it would be throughout the year, and it would be a great collaborative event. So we are all looking forward to have that actualized.
Sounds great. Any other comments? Okay, next item, please.
Item 7, written communications.
All right, none?
And
okay, then The meeting is adjourned.